Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Patsun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/slash relationship advice, where OP made a really smart decision. Let's begin. My girlfriend mentioned an open relationship, and I became emotionally distant. Yes, you made the right decision. You are feeling the right things. That is the way.
This is the way.
My girlfriend of 2 years made friends with a coworker who is in an open relationship, and my girlfriend is very intrigued by it. About 2 weeks ago, she said that we can try it if I am on board and it might be fun experience. Although she did say the final decision will be 100% mine. But something happened to me the moment she showed her interest in open relationship. I just don't see her the same anymore. It's like a switch was flicked off in my head. I no longer feel emotionally secure with her. And for the past 2 weeks, I just don't want to even spend any time with her. But on the other hand, we had a very good relationship before this conversation happened. We have also met each other's families. We saw eye to eye on most issues, but I guess it was just an illusion. I am really confused on whether to wait out my feelings or is it time to make some hard decisions. Would really like some perspective here, as I can't talk to my friends or family about this issue. Update. After thinking about it a lot, I have decided to break up with her. I would like to get engaged and married at some point, and it seems a very big risk for me to get married with her knowing what I know now. Yes, I know anyone can change during the course of marriage, but this seems like I would be walking into the marriage constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. I don't want to be in a marriage where my brain is in a constant state of guard. It would be unfair for the both of us. She deserves to be trusted 100%, and I deserve to feel safe with my partner, which for me is impossible now once she opened this door and told me she would like to sleep with others if I was on board. I don't know how to close the door and pretend like everything is normal. So I will tell her tonight that I am sorry, but it's not possible for me to continue in this relationship. Thank you to everyone who took out their time to give advice.
OP, you can scour through Reddit, or you can even do a simple search here on YouTube, and I promise you, you will find thousands upon thousands of these "my partner convinced me and now I'm miserable" stories. You know what you want, and you know what your boundaries are. An open relationship is just plain old bad news, even if it comes with rules and a ridiculous amount of trust. It just doesn't work out. And let's be honest, OP, whether you agree to it or not, she's just gonna do it anyways. So good on you for kicking her to the streets. That's where she belongs. OP, you made the right decision, and I know that it's not an easy one to make. You will find someone out there. You will find the right person. Best of luck to you, my friend. And now for today's second story. Found more, and that's not all. Posted by Reddit user ASU.
I am really hurt and I just don't know. I've been married for almost 10 years and I met her through a video game. We talked online in the game for a long time and then it went from there. She moved from her family to be with me and later we got married. We were a lot younger, and as I got older, work and life got more complicated, so I gave up games. We even have a kid. She didn't give up games. She still works full-time and plays 7 hours or more a day, every day. That really should have been my first clue. We have never had an amazing marriage. I find myself yelling at her a lot to help out. It's always been that way even before I gave up video games. I do a majority of the cooking, cleaning, shopping, childcare, and more. I hands down do at least 90%. And I work a full-time job while she plays games. A few days ago, I was looking for something and it was innocent. I found a book which I thought my wife was using to write about work. I opened it up and the first page I read, my wife wrote that she had fallen for 2 men in the game she plays. That she loves them more than me. Neither are in the same country as us. I confronted her about it, but I never got a truthful answer, just blamed me for pushing her away. I know she probably didn't even kiss them since they live so far away, but my trust and belief in everything is broken right now. She claims she didn't cheat and I don't know. But she was using video and audio chats while playing a lot. I would assume it got sexual at some point. And during the period her book mentioned them, our sex life got noticeably better. So how much was it this? Does it even have to be sexual to be cheating? So confused and hurt right now. My current situation is tolerable, but I want to move on. What is the best for my family financially? Background. I've been married over 10 years, and we have 1 child who is 5. If I get a divorce, I want full custody. My wife quit her job. She made good money there, and it's likely she won't make as good anywhere else. Almost 3 years ago to pursue another career, and she was laid off after 2 months. Because of COVID, she didn't go back to work, but she wanted to open a business, and it's been basically 3 years with no real progress on that front. She spends all day playing video games, on social media, etc. She barely cooks, cleans, or does any extra work. I work full-time and do at least 50% of the chores, if not 80 to 90%, including raising our child. She has no real motivation to work or do anything. Our financial situation is in the red. We are slowly eating away at our savings, non-retirement money. We have money in retirement, but not much, and it's only recently that I started making more money to finally save. We started cutting costs, but I hate it. We don't go out and we don't vacation. I haven't left home except for family events or grocery shopping in years. We can go on for a year or two before it'll have to improve. My wife has started to come around to the idea that she has to work or we sell our house, but given her motivation for anything but video games, I am not sure how it's going to work. Now the question is, I am the sole breadwinner now, and my wife may or may not make much even if she goes back to work. Maybe 20 to 25% of our total income, but it's possible she can make up to 35%. Timing-wise, when filing for divorce, custody, and child support, should I wait until she has a job? Right now, if I got custody and she moved out, I couldn't afford childcare and the house without some support. My wife went to visit her side of the family, and I decided to snoop again. Last minute, she left her computer, which she always brings with her, so I decided to take a look. It's not my first time, but last time I was cut short and I couldn't save anything. I found more than I bargained for. I knew my wife had been talking to men online, but apparently she started before we had our son, and this was news to me. It continued after, but I knew about then. It wasn't the conversations with the men that I was reading either. It was her talking to friend about it. From what I can glean, so I still need to dig for those. But the short list is she spent a lot of time ridiculing me in bed. The carpet does match the drapes. So pics were shared, not sure if she sent anybody. DD. I'm only good for jewelry. I am completely to blame. My wife's affair is justified. She contacted a divorce attorney and she was working up more lies to get full custody, more importantly support and alimony. I broke down and immediately texted my wife, we need to talk. I wanted a real conversation when we got back, but I was seeing red at this point. I should have waited, but I couldn't. For the next 2 days, as I poured throughout her messages, I was texting her play-by-play of her shit. She was of course livid. I broke her privacy, but fuck her. She denied it all, but I eventually started sending the chat log to her to let her know I wasn't, and unless she was a complete moron. I knew. That was last week, and I am now sitting at home. My wife is here and has been a perfect angel for days, as if nothing happened, and trying to repair the damage. I cannot look her in the eye. I am cordial by nature, so while my mother-in-law is here, nothing is going to happen. And it is super awkward. Well, fuck her and her daughter. And my wife doesn't know I have been in contact with my attorney all month. I've got big plans ahead for my attorney, so just hoping my attorney can handle it.
So it was 3 years ago when you first posted about your wife's infidelity, and yet here you are. So I have a question for you, OP.
Why are you still here?
I want you to understand something. Understand that you just lost 3 years of your life. And for what? For absolutely nothing. Look, man, do not show your card now. Do not tell her about this new information. You have the advantage. She doesn't know that you know about the iceberg. OP, put your poker face hat on and finish speaking with your lawyer. Right now, she's ahead of you, but you can still change the table. I hope you post a final update, OP. I'll keep an eye out for it. Good luck. Now for today's final story. My New Year's resolution to quit drinking has made me realize how unhappy I am with my relationship with my girlfriend. Posted by Reddit user _True.
A couple of weeks ago, I got a head start on my New Year's resolution to quit drinking. I never had a drinking problem, but I noticed that I was drinking 1 to 2 glasses of wine a little too often. And for my health and wallet, I decided to stop, and due to COVID, it started a little earlier than January 1st. For the most part, it's been great. I have a little more energy, I've saved money, and I haven't craved a drink since. Except for one part. Ever since I quit drinking, I realized that I felt really embittered toward my girlfriend. And I realized that maybe the reason I've been drinking more often over the last few years is because I was trying to numb myself from how she makes me feel. She isn't a bad person, and I don't think she does things intentionally to be cruel. But there are a lot of little slights, offhanded comments, refusal to acknowledge the obvious, that I realized had produced such a built-up level of anxiety and sadness over the years. A glass or 2 of wine every couple of nights helped cut through that. Now, no safety net. I won't go too into it, but basically a lot of it gravitates around her general refusal to be loving and affectionate. On one hand, she refuses to ever talk about our sex life, to discuss what she likes, how we can improve it, etc., but she only cares about herself there. She has never gone down on me. She refuses to let me go down on her, and our sex revolves around her vibrator, not vice versa. She knows I've been frustrated with parts of that, and she doesn't really acknowledge my valid concerns. On the other, she'll openly talk about her sex life prior to our meeting, and she'll often, when we're with friends, get a little too into talking about how fun it is to date around, etc., sleep with various people, etc. More generally, she has never really taken our relationship seriously except for how it fits her timeline and interests. She's only said that she's in love with me twice, both times in the aftermath of a big fight in which I almost left her. Otherwise, she refuses to say that. Recently, she said that due to her biological clock, she wanted to start trying for babies soon. When I said that seemed too sudden, and that we weren't even married yet, she said, I don't really care about marriage. It's just a piece of paper. I can do it if you'd like, but I don't see the point. She's never once expressed excitement about our future life together except as it relates to things she can't do or get on her own, like a kid. She's never once, to my knowledge, expressed excitement about me specifically. Drinking helped numb me to all of that. Not drinking has now made me resent her, and she's noticed that I've been much colder these last few weeks. She thinks it's because I miss drinking but hasn't realized, because she hasn't cared to pay attention, that literally every other aspect of my life is the same or improved, and my mood with everyone else is the same or improved. I feel stuck. Despite the tone of the above, I do love her and am wildly in love with her. But clearly I can't keep numbing the pain, and I don't know if it's possible to get her to understand how much it hurts how dismissive she is of our relationship. But I'm terrified to walk. Any advice? TLDR, I stopped drinking a few weeks ago and have since realized that a big part of the reason I drank was because I was trying to numb how my girlfriend makes me feel. Now I'm stuck and I don't know how to get out of this, whether the feelings of frustration or the relationship. Edit. I should add that after a big fight, the same one as above, she promised that she would seek individual therapy. But after a year, she still hasn't started. I know she's looked for a therapist, but she says she hasn't found one she likes. Whenever we've talked about the issues above, she's attributed them to mental health and acknowledged her need for therapy, but has never followed up.
OP, I am really curious. Why are you so terrified to leave someone who quite clearly doesn't love you or even seem to like or respect you? What exactly are you staying for here? Tell me, OP.
Why are you still here?
It sounds like you're more in love with the idea of who you thought she was at first and the life that you thought you would have had with that person. That's an easy trap to fall into and a hard one to get out of. But the only way that you will ever have that life is for you to get out of this one and find someone who wants the same as life as you do. This woman who has driven you into alcoholism is not the woman of your dreams. This is the girl of your nightmares. Do not be fooled. Get the hell out of here, OP. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my YouTube channel for you to watch absolutely free. So consider clicking that super thanks just below the video title, or you can use my PayPal in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.